hate America, I can be immigrant. I hate America, I can be broke. I hate America, then be a billionaire. I hate America. I hate America, I can just wear a flag. I hate America, I can stand on a flag. I hate America, I can just burn a flag. I hate America. I hate America, I can do rap music. I hate America, I can do rock music. I hate America, I can do country too. I hate America. Living in America got me heated cause I don't know what to do with all this freedom. And it makes my blood boil when I see a bald eagle. Yeah, we kinda free, but we could be freer. I hate America, I hate America, I hate America. All of the people that's willing to bleed for our freedom's the reason I'm hating America.
Look, I know burning the flag is protected. It's under our freedom of speech. And I saw a comment saying, oh, why do we care about people burning the flag instead of why they're burning the flag? I don't give a shit why you're burning the flag. Because to burn the flag, you're just showing me that you hate the country you're living in. Right? That you hate it. Okay? That you're showing disrespect towards it. It's anarchy. Right? You hate the country. You hate what's happening. You hate whatever you feel. Okay? And in my opinion, you people are disgusting. The people who burn the American flag, the people who burn the American flag and while waving the flags of other countries, while living in America, you people are gutter trash to me. Okay? I love America. I'm so proud to be an American. And that video was originally, it had the national anthem on it, which I found it disgusting, so I had to take that out because how dare you, right? How dare you? Okay, it's absolutely disgusting to show you disrespect for the country that's giving you the freedoms, right, that you have. It's giving you the liberties that you have. And you want to burn it. Because that flag doesn't just represent, like, this presidency. This flag doesn't represent the present, right, of the nation. It represents the whole nation. It represents our history. Whether you like our history or you don't, because everything happened, your life is how it is, okay? I guarantee you, most of these egotistical Americans, the Americans that hate America, you live in any other countries in the world, 9 times out of 10, your life will be worse. 9 times out of 10, your life will be worse. Okay? But, that's the freedoms we have in the U.S., where you can shit on the country that you won't even leave. Right? You can shit on the country that you won't even leave. I just think it's sad, because you know what? You go to these socialists or these communist countries that you so proudly love, right? At least the ideologies, you try to burn their flag. I guarantee you won't have the same freedoms. This is why I've always said this, right? It's the left, it's the Democrats, it's the liberals who are the biggest haters of America while not wanting to leave America. I 100% do not see you as an American when you can destroy the symbol of our people, destroy the symbol of our nation. I don't, right? I don't. I cannot see you as Americans. This is why I don't view the Democrats, I don't view the left as Americans. I view them as, honestly, just disgusting human beings. I really do. One, they do nothing to improve the lives of Americans. Okay? They only take from America. And they have a lot to say about it. So, these people are just coming to me. I love that. I love that. I love America. Second generation, right? Well, no, first generation American. My parents were immigrants, legal immigrants. This is the thing where I hate how the left wants to paint a picture. There's a difference between an illegal immigrant and a legal one. I respect the ones that have gone through the process and did their best to become actual citizens. Much love and respect. And there's hundreds of videos like that. Much love and respect for people who go through the process, right? Who desire to be Americans. I love it. I love it. I've always said this, right? It is a good thing that we have immigration. It is a bad thing when we just disobey the laws, right? The laws of the lands are important. Law and order is very important for sustaining a society, okay? I do not respect the ones that stay here for 10, 20, 30 years and have never bothered to become a citizen, which you can be, right? Which you could have become a citizen years ago, okay? I don't respect people who overstay their visa and never do anything about it. I don't respect people who jump over the borders, right? I don't respect people who, try to cheat the system and then cry that they were caught. Now, like I've said this in other videos, if you cheat the system and win, you won. It's just, I'm a realist, right? I know that plenty of people cheat the system. The rich cheat the system, you know, average people cheat the system. But as adults, if you are caught, suck it up, deal with it. All right, you got caught. All right, so you incur the consequences of your actions. Be an adult. So I've said this before. I love America. I believe Asian Americans support the deportations of illegal immigrants. They also support Americanizing, right? They also support integrating. They also support becoming legal Americans. So I wanted to show this off, that we don't see enough of stuff like this, right? People that desire to be Americans, because we get the left hating on America so much, right? The left hating on America so much, burning the flags and all that stuff, waving the flags of other countries. We don't see enough of this. Immigrants desiring to be Americans, loving America. So I love it.
Hey Don, I just want to straight up tell you this. Kill Donald Trump, his wife, and his kids. We ain't a part of it. He started this war with the Congress not even giving okay. Attack him. Him directly, like, aim for the White House or aim for Mar-a-Lago. Aim for anything that you know Trump about. Trump Towers, fuck it all up. Okay? Aim for everything, all his golf courses, aim for everything that could hurt his pocket, basically. Aim for him and his family. Make him live through the fact that his actions caused his wife and kids to die. That's what I'm saying. He won't get it unless he goes through it, but please don't attack us. I voted for Kamala. I didn't vote for this buffoon. We ain't want no part of it. A majority of us didn't vote for him. He admitted it numerous times that he cheated and rigged the elections to win. Kind of like Benjamin Netanyahu and his father. How they got that shit started. These Polish fuckers that changed their name to sound more Jewish. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, that's just it.
Mind you, right? She's not the only one that's doing this. She's not the only one that is pleading with a dictator, someone who is authoritarian, to kill our leader, right? Our president, the leader of our country. She's not the only Democrat leftist that is doing it. This is why I've said this before, and people can't prove me wrong, that Democrats, liberals, and the left hate America. Imagine this. Imagine you are pleading with another country to attack your own leader. Plus, it's funny. You call Trump a fascist, authoritarian, a dictator. Yet you are pleading with a dictator to do your dirty work. It's the hypocrisy I see. So you are against dictators, fascists, or are you okay with a pretty much a authoritarian regime? Okay, you plead with a regime that pretty much gives women no rights, has killed thousands upon thousands of his citizens, right? To end protests, God forbid, right? Literally killing people so they can stop protesting. And wouldn't mind and have done, right? Killing people of the alphabet community. That's who you are. That's who you're trying to talk to. That's who you want to support. That's who you want to ask for help. But yet, the leader that you believe is actually a fascist or a dictator, you don't want. When honestly, a lot of these people cannot name an actual thing Trump is doing all that wrong, right? They constantly say the Epstein file, but yet he's actually not linked to anything, right? He's actually not convicted or prosecuted for anything because of the Epstein file. His name's on it, so what? So many people, other people are too. That is not convicting of him. What else do they name? Okay, he's attacking or he's pretty much going after other nations with dictators. I thought you hate dictators. I thought you hate fascism or authoritarian regimes. I thought so, but I guess not. Right? I guess not, because they also were trying to support Maduro. So it's like, this is the hypocrisy, okay? So it's like they need to hate this person so bad for whatever reason, probably because of democratic propaganda, okay? And again, to ask someone else to come and attack your president, do you not think that that's kind of hating your country? Because it's the leader of your... Because you think that... What do you think will happen, okay? The chaos would happen if another nation went and attacked our president. Okay, that's not love. That's not love for your country, because you are bringing your country into chaos, right? But, hey, of course, this is the party of what? Love and peace, right? This is the party of, like, I don't know, like high morality? No, this is the party of violence.
And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you.
I do want to say, was it Colin Kaepernick, who was pretty much the first one who popularized the whole kneeing thing, is still, he's begging to be back in the NFL. Okay, so I want to say that, and this is a problem I find where, I'm not saying that and I have a video that has shown like black people being like stout Americans, but in general, right, the consensus, or just the ugly public image is that a lot of Black Americans are so un-American, right? They're so un-American, yet they desire to supposedly protest against America in ridiculous ways, right? You're not you're not voting in a way that helps America. You're not, I don't know, doing things that actually changes America, but you have a lot to say. Okay, now it is what it is, but I always want to say that that was honestly disgusting, un-American, and this is the result. You know, as kids, maybe being political isn't the way to go, right? Because you're so underdeveloped, you really don't understand what's happening. Focusing on your life right there is more important. This is the thing. I just find it funny because I seen the a little while ago, right? I mean weeks ago where you see kids walking out of school for protesting ICE. When, in all honesty, there are studies, there are statistics that we have a growing population of children being illiterate, having low IQ, being honestly stupid, and you can see. Okay? So, instead of focusing on education that will better your life, particularly as minorities, education should be your number one priority. You want to focus on politics that you understand zero things about. That's the thing where it's poor parenting, poor teaching. Okay? You are not guiding these kids correctly. And I 100% blame these parents and these teachers, these administrators. You are not guiding these children correctly. Instead of focusing on their education, which would actually benefit and be more substantial in their life, you are contributing to their indoctrination. And it's like, it's not benefiting them. This shit like this is like, honestly, this is the thing where it's such a bad image on the Black community. And this is why I said, right? It's not racism. That's the biggest problem with the Black community. It's not even the top 5, in my opinion. Hell, maybe not in the top 10. It is ideology. Ideology is one of the bad parts of the Black community. It really is. It's just disgusting. I did a video of, some Black youth kneeling during the national anthem. And, I believe that's the popular narrative, how Black people do not love their country. It's a sad thing. It's in my opinion, maybe thanks to my FYP, it's the common narrative that Black people don't love America. Now, I don't believe that's representative of all Black people, but it's a narrative towards the Black community. It's a sad thing, right? Please check that video out. It's like I think high school students or whatever kneeling during the national anthem, and it's sad. Go along with Colin Kaepernick, who to this day is still begging to be back in the NFL. I guarantee you he regrets what he did, but it is what it is. But I wanted to show this video to show that yes, it's not all Black people, right? Plenty of patriotic Black people, plenty. It's just that it's not spread around, right? It's not pushed out. It's not pushed out how so many Black people love their country. It's not, which is sad, which is very sad, right? They love the country, they support their country, they stand by their country. So I think it is sad that that's not the common narrative. We see more anarchy, more hate towards the country, thanks to social media, by Black people. So it is a sad thing. But I wanted to show that it's not all. It's a beautiful image of, a Black family standing, crying, and loving the national anthem, being proud to be Americans. So
I want you all to meet Shelly. She is a liberal who decided to leave this picture under my comments because I am a conservative, and I just wanted to tell Shelly and use her. Actually, I just want to talk to everyone, not just Shelly.
I wanted to show that video, right? Just a snippet of that video to show why I think being a Democrat is stupid, okay? Because it's filled with hypocrisies. Being a Democrat is filled with hypocrisies. You speak out about racism, yet you are racist. You speak out against sexism, yet you are sexist. You speak out against caring about Americans, yet you don't care about Americans. Okay? Why did I say all that stuff? Okay, and that's the hypocrisy. But why did I say all that stuff? Because one, I have videos, video proof of Democrats, liberals being racist, saying the N-word to black people. I have videos of Democrats, liberals, leftists, attacking women, right? Attacking women, pretty much not caring about women. I have a video of, liberals, attacking a female reporter, black Democrat judges, lightning sentences of criminals who've done crime against women. And we have videos of, Democrats crying about the death of Americans by ICE, yet no peep about Americans dying by the hands of immigrants, illegal immigrants, right? Not a peep. It's the hypocrisy, okay? It is the hypocrisy. And I will say this until I'm blue in the face, okay? Republicans, the right, they're not better. They're no better, okay? But what makes it where I would, and I believe I'm like center, but center right. Why I would even side with the right is that at least they're not full-blown hypocrites. They're not out here, claiming that they're not racist or that they are for minorities. They're not out here claiming that they're for women or, they're not sexist. No, they're not claiming that they are or they're not, right? They're not trying to claim a more high ground. Democrats are. The left are, right? They constantly say that they're for women. They're for minorities. They constantly say that shit. Yet they constantly prove otherwise, right? So how I view is that, you know what? For Republican, for the right, if they're going to stab you, they'll stab you face to face. While Democrats, they will stab you, but they will hug you. They'll try to think, you're a woman, you're a minority. I'm like, let me, my brother, hug you, and then stab you in the back. That's the insanity of it, right? And it's just like the denial of the hypocrisy is quite tiring. And I want to say my piece where I've been there, where I've had the left, Democrats, say that you should be deported, right? You're next. Say racist things towards me. Say you deserve to die. You will be deported, right? Or I wish you were deported, right? I wish you were deported. I wish you and your family were deported. So one, you can say racist things towards me, that you support what minorities. You hate deportation, yet you wish I'm deported. It's the hypocrisy. It's tiring.
If England was to go to war, would you fight for the country?
No. Citizenship, so you're
But
not.
I'm not fighting.
I have no ounce of patriotism in my body whatsoever.
Really?
No, I just can't be bothered.
No, can't be bothered. Okay.
Also, we're all trans, so that's a hot topic, isn't it?
How does being trans come into the conversation?
I think, especially in America, they've just outlawed trans people joining the military. So I don't know what that situation means for us in the future, but I can't wear this to the bloody. Imagine me in the barracks, no, it's not happening. The last thing I would want to do is represent England. There's not exactly much to be proud of at the peak right now. Yeah, no, that's true. The culture, yeah, but representing the government, not right now. There's nothing they've done that has earned my respect enough to fight for our government.
I'm not from here, so I don't give a shit.
Then leave. You're not from here, yet you are taking up a spot, an opportunity that someone that wants to be there. Leave. This is the thing where, yes, this is the UK, but this is representative of the West, of pretty much everywhere of the West, right? Even America. Right? We are producing weak, mentally disturbed kids that turn into weak, mentally disturbed adults. Weak men and distasteful, hateful women, right? This is why, I'm sorry, I don't support the alphabet community. I don't. They're mentally disturbed, and most of them, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them have no sense of duty, have no sense of nationalism, don't care about their country, don't care about their people, care about themselves. Now again, not all, but a lot, right? I mean, a lot of them are on the left, and the left is as un-American or as un-Western as it comes, right? These people are the worst of the worst. And then they're here, it's funny because these are the type of people who want immigrants, right? Well, these are the people that should leave. You're not proud for your country, you don't love your country, you don't care about your country, leave. There will be other people, right, that wants to take your spot, that would gladly love the country. These are the people that, this is why people in general have no empathy, care for the alphabet community, particularly the trans community, because they are mentally disturbed and they're the worst, types of, Westerners. They are. And also, I want to show you this one too.
If a war was to break out, would you fight for this country?
Absolutely no way. This ain't my country. I might be a British citizen, but I'm here just to live and be at peace. I'm not here to fight no one else's battles, you know what I mean?
So some people might say, you've been raised here, you've got the fruits of the country, maybe you should defend it.
Tell that to your Marjay, bro. Your Marjay grew up here too. Like, your family grew up here. Tell your family to go to the war, innit? Me and my family are taking the first plane out of there. Out of there.
He doesn't represent all minorities. He doesn't. But he does represent, let's say, a lot of minorities on the left. Okay? Again, this is the UK, but they're not that much different from America, right? These are the people that don't love their country. If I could, I mean, I'm old, right? I'm old. But if I could, and if I needed, I would definitely serve my country. I would definitely serve my country. I mean, hell, when I was young, I wanted to do that. I wanted to serve my country. I had some complications, whatever, but I mean, if I could, I would. Okay? I'm definitely not top tier worthy to, but I mean, if push comes to shove, I would serve my country. Okay? Because it's given me, the opportunity is given me, right? And it's given me, my family, the opportunities is given me. And this man knows, right? His country has given him the opportunity, him and his family's opportunity, yet he would leave that country at the first sign of trouble. And you wonder why, you know, I'm gonna be controversial, but a lot of white people in Western countries don't see a lot of minorities as worth it. In the sense that these people don't love their country. Okay? These people hate their country. Won't leave, but they hate their country. Okay? They always find problems with it, but they won't leave. Alright? I rarely, if ever, okay, see a vast majority of minorities as nationalistic. Now, again, not all, because I did see other videos. I've seen other videos of minorities being very, nationalistic, and that's amazing. But I'm saying in general, okay? I see more hate towards the country, your country, than love. So, shit like this is sad, right? And this is what we're producing, right? The next batch of adults that could care less about their country. They care more about what's happening outside their country than they do about their own country. I honestly believe that the UK is effed. It is effed. It is gonna, I think it's going downhill. I think they are going on a path that will be severely destructive for their nation, for their culture, right? Let's say they think that the men are misogynistic, so they're giving kids, little boys, chivalry training, or like how to act, and I think that's going to be counterproductive, because I don't believe that we don't teach boys to treat women terrible, right? I mean, so they ignore that. Okay, how about you're just making boys feel targeted, okay, instead of actually going to the root. That's just whatever. But okay, and then you still continue to target boys, right? It's constantly targeting the men of your society, and then you are going to create a generation of boys and men that feel dejected, that feel targeted in society, okay? And you're going to pretty much also create a society where it's the wokeness, it's the it's going to be very hatred. So the UK Boy Scouts launched Islamophobia, which is no such thing, because who's scared of Islam, right? Awareness Month badge. To earn the badge, you have to learn about 5 pillars of Islam, visit a mosque, listen to the call to prayer, and learn about Muslim role models. Do you want kids to become Muslim? You want British youth to become Muslim? Pretty much a Christian nation, right? To become Muslim. The insanity of that. You're going to create the hate that you're trying to steer away from. Because here's the thing. Where's the UK Buddhism, right? I mean, that's a religion. There are some Buddhists in the UK. How about Hinduism, right? How about Hindu, right? Why aren't there awareness for that? How about, I don't know, whatever. Any other kind of religion. This right here is, why are you giving special treatment to one group over another? I swear, is like, you think people are scared of Islam or whatever, yet you don't recognize that, in my opinion, the Islamic religion it's a detriment to the UK, right? I mean, they're not assimilating. This is the problem, right? Muslims are not assimilating to UK, to the UK nation. But you have to assimilate to Muslims? Kind of ridiculous. It doesn't matter who we vote for as president, okay? It doesn't matter if we agree or disagree. We hope that they succeed, right? As president, as a leader of our nation, we hope that they succeed. I didn't care for Obama. I didn't care for Biden. To be honest, I don't care for any president, really. Because I always believe that, they're not succeeding, right? They're not changing our lives in a good way. But it doesn't change that I hope, right? I hope that they succeed in bettering our lives, okay? I'm not going to just blindly ridicule a president while they're president because you don't yet know the ramifications of their actions, good or bad. So whether you hate Trump, love Trump, whatever, you should hope that Trump succeeds in bettering America. You should hope that, because this is the thing, we're not, none of all the oppositions, right? All the people, let's example, all the people who hate his deportation, which is kind of ridiculous. You didn't hate it during Biden, you didn't hate it during Obama, but whatever. The best you can hope as Americans is that whether you agree with it or not, you hope that what he's doing, the ramifications for it will be good, right? The consequences for it will be good. You hope. That's the best thing we do, okay? We hope that the people we elect, the majority elects, will benefit America. I'm not going to, this is a thing where some people think I'm like a Trumper, but I can be critical. I am very critical of Trump's foreign policies, his foreign actions. I'm not, because I believe that as president, you should be focusing 100%, if not 90%, 80 to 90% in your borders, right? His efforts, his actions should be focused in the borders. But, I don't really care about Ukraine. I don't care about the Middle East. I don't care about Venezuela. I don't care about Greenland. I don't care about Canada. I don't care about all these other, countries and whatever. But you know what? I hope for the best. I hope that will make America better. Make America great. Make America top dog, right? It will make the people's lives, if not this generation, next generation, so on, better. I hope, okay? Because at the end of the day, as just common people, that's what we can do, right? You hating oh my God, this president should be impeached. Okay, then what about the next president? What if you don't like what the next president do? Constantly impeach presidents, then what we have, right? Anarchy, lawlessness, disorder, chaos. That's what we need. That's going to better America. That's going to make America great, right? Chaos, anarchy. That's what we need. Because we are, I don't know, the Middle East now? Stop it with that BS. We should hope that the majority voted, whoever in, even if I definitely would not like it, even if it was Kamala, right? I would hope that they would have done a good job for America. Now, to be honest, why I don't care about Kamala is that I've already seen, Biden's presidency, her as vice president, they didn't do anything, right? Her efforts, whatever, her administration's efforts did nothing, didn't better Americans. Some people say it made Americans' lives worse, but I already know, right? So, I could care less. But still, at the end of the day, I think we have to think about, as just, regular Americans, we just hope that these presidents, these people, whoever in power, will better our lives. And again, he's only been, a little over a year. we're still seeing if it, things, because we can't expect things to just change overnight, change in half a year, change in a year. We can't. Not necessarily, not everything. So I hope for the best.
What is the best country in the world?
What is the what?
What is the best country in the world?
Mexico, definitely for sure Mexico.
Mexico?
Mexico.
So why do you think these people don't want to go back?
I think it's because we sacrifice a lot to be here, and we all want people to come in the right way as well, but things are better over here in America, and they're gonna try their best to be here.
But you just said Mexico is the best country in the world.
It is, but I think that
I love the hypocrisy, okay? It never makes sense to me that a country you don't deem as the best, right, you want to immigrate to, okay? A country that doesn't give you the opportunity, because this is, people always say, right, my country of origin is the best country ever. I wave their flags and stuff, but you know what? We're only here because America gives opportunities. So the country you deem as the best country in the world, that you love, that you're proud of, that you wave their effing flags with, from, it doesn't give you opportunities, yet you deem that as better than the country that gives you the opportunity. The sheer stupidity in that. This is the thing where I've always said this. American born, I love America, right? Even if I'm Asian, even if I'm Vietnamese, it's America first. I love America. Because America has given me the life that I have. Has given me the opportunities that I have. No other country has. So I don't have loyalty, love, or respect for any country that didn't give me the life that I'm living, okay? So why? I'm not saying that I'm not proud to be, Vietnamese or, whatnot, but that proudness comes secondary to being a proud American. Because America is the best country in the world. Whether, statistics, studies or not, it's the best country in the world to me. Because it's given me the opportunities that I have. Okay? It's given me the life that I have. And I respect it and I love it. The sheer stupidity in that. Mexico is the best, but you know what? I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't want to stay there. I wouldn't want to immigrate back to there. No. I'd rather be in America. That's giving me the life that it's given me. It's giving me the freedoms that it's given me. And it's going to give me the future that hopefully I can get. Not Mexico. These people who love their country so bad, doesn't want to go back to the country and improve that country. Right? Make that country better. No. They don't give a shit about that country. That's why they left. That country didn't give a shit about you, and you don't give a shit about that country. That's why you left. Okay? It would have made more sense if you loved that country so much. Mexico is so amazing. You would have stayed there, tried your best to make it better, try your best to, improve that country, to be a lawful citizen, to be a good citizen of that country. to enjoy the life that that country gives you. You don't want the life that that country gives you. The sheer delusion and hypocrisy. This is why I've always find it disgusting that people burn the American flag, wave the flags of other countries, call so many other countries better than America, yet none of them would leave America for said countries. Hell, the people who left America goes to another predominantly white country. And you think that, what? Because that country's liberal, it's supposedly something better? No. Where do they go to? Nordic countries, predominantly white. Even if it's liberal, okay? Canada, predominantly white. All these other countries are predominantly white, and you think it's better because the leadership is liberal. Absolutely stupid. You know, I've been seeing more people talking about how they love America, and I wanted to, to join. I've said this countless times before, America first. Okay? And I truly believe that majority of Asian people love America, particularly Asian Americans, right? We love America. That's why you see all these insanities, right? These stupid protests, these stupid liberal takes. Asian people don't join because that's stupid. The hate for your own country, nah. Asian people, we're good, right? We're going to focus on our country, our community, our people, our family, ourselves. We ain't going to deal with these stupid, liberal ideologies that, honestly, is just a whole bunch of hate, a whole bunch of stupidity, and a whole bunch of hypocrisy. So, I love America, okay? America, to me, is the greatest country in the world. I don't want to move to any other country, right? I don't. I'm not like these people who, these Mexicans or all these other people who wave flags of other countries, call other countries the greatest country in the world, yet would not want to live there, right? The greatest country in the world is the country that's given me the opportunities that I have right now. That's given me the life that I have right now. That is the greatest country in the world. And what country is that? America. I was born in America. I grew up standing, right, pledging my allegiance to the flag. I grew up during a time where everyone in the class, right, every morning, we stood up and pledged the allegiance to our flag, right, to our country. I grew up during those times. I grew up during those times where we loved our country, where we loved everyone, right? I don't know about you, right? 80s and 90s, I didn't see racism like that. Now, of course, there's people who hate each other, but right? Hating is hating, right? People but we didn't hate each other because of race. We didn't hate each other because of whatever. Okay? They're good people, bad people. But today's different, right? More people that hate each other, more people say that there's a race problem, more people say that they hate the country. That ain't for me. That ain't for Asian people. We love this country because this country has given us the opportunity it has. It has provided us a future, right? Provided us for our family, for ourselves, for our generations. So I love this country. America first. Always, right? America's always in my heart. I love America. Okay? It is the greatest country in the world to me. Right? People who fight against America, they ain't for me. Okay? People who go against American interests, that ain't for me. Okay? People who spew hate, spew lawlessness, destruction in America, promote anarchy in America, that ain't for me. Right? That ain't for Asian people. We love this country. Right? We love and there are flaws. Right? Nowhere's perfect. Nowhere on this earth it's perfect. We understand that. That's why, Asian people, maybe we're smarter than the white liberals, right? There are problems in every country. We could do things to improve the country. Doesn't mean that we hate the country, okay? We don't burn the American flag. None of that shit goes around here. I don't condone that shit. So, America first.
Cuba is dying, and now that Venezuela's oil is controlled by the U.S., their 65-year plan to systemically starve and weaken Cuba is coming to a climax. And if you are a Cuban American cheering because the evil Cuban dictatorship is being overthrown, then fuck you. Is it worth starving 11 million people? Sorry, let me put this in perspective. Is it worth causing a man-made famine, a water shortage, and a major health crisis, and potentially killing millions, all to overthrow a government which liberated its people from slave society under Batista, and a people who have been poor for decades, but directly because of U.S. interference and sanctions? And not only are they taxing countries that choose to trade with Cuba and invading their largest trade partners, but they are actively blocking humanitarian aid from entering. 9 ships have been blocked so far.
Of course, leave it to an American that has never set one single foot in Cuba to take it upon himself and educate you as to on whose side should you be on. The level of ignorance that this video shows is immense, and yet, if you go read the comments, there are many people who actually believe the United States is the causer of Cuban suffering. And what infuriates me even more is that all of these creators that are making videos supporting Cuba, but in reality are supporting the dictator, they've never made a video about Cuba before. Cuba is trending now, and now all of a sudden that America is involved, all of a sudden the Cubans are suffering. They've been suffering for the past 60 years because of communism. Nobody seemed to care. Now, because it's trendy that America is the bad guy, so you go and support pretty much whoever America is fighting, but that keeps on landing you on the side of the oppressor. That keeps on landing you on the side of the dictators. You did it with Venezuela, you did it with Cuba, and you're doing it with Iran. I give you the most clear and recent proof that Cuba's suffering has nothing to do with with the embargo and everything to do with an oppressive government. Right now, in the middle of all of Cuba's suffering, the Mexican government sent to Cuba 2 boats of humanitarian help. Guess what the Cuban government decided to do with it? Military stores that were empty before are now being filled with products made in Mexico and are being sold to the Cuban people in dollars. Keep in mind that the Cuban people don't get paid in dollars. They only get paid in the Cuban currency, meaning that the Cuban people cannot buy one single product with what the government pays them. They have to depend on help from the United States. That's what the government does with humanitarian help. The embargo, it's only hindering the government from getting even richer, because whatever prohibitions the embargo would do on the Cuban people, we don't see them, because the prohibition imposed on us by the Cuban government has us living at this level. Cuba has thousands upon thousands of miles of fertile lands. We should have coffee, yet Cubans have to blend coffee beans with lentils so they can make more coffee out of it. We should have sugar, because Cuba is a high producer of sugar, yet we don't. We should have sugar canes, we should have tobacco, yet Cuba has nothing. U.S. embargo directly affects the government, not the people, not one single bit. You really care about the Cuban people? Be on my side. Be on that Cuban that became on American side, because I have consequential knowledge. I actually know what it's like living in Cuba. I am the closest you'll ever be to the truth. Please help me share this video. All this misinformation continues to paint America as the bad guy, when in reality, they are really saving us.
As a Muslim student, my non-Muslim friends ask why the Prophet married a minor, yet it is wrong.
Why the Prophet married a minor?
Yes.
Why not? If you had the chance. So doesn't the good overwhelm this, even if it was bad? No, it's not bad. Do you know that before the Prophet ﷺ proposed to Aisha, she was already engaged? She was 6 years old and she was engaged. Has Aisha ever complained that she wasn't happy, that she was subjugated, that she was oppressed? Of course not. She loved the Prophet more than anyone else on earth, and he loved her more than anyone else on earth. Were her parents opposing the marriage? Of course not. Who in his right mind would find someone as trustworthy, as great as the Prophet, and would reject him? Wallahi, if I had a 6-month-old daughter, I would give it to him. And by the way, I have 13 daughters with the grace of Allah. So I know what a father feels about his daughters.
This is why I can't be religious. I can't, because it can create zealots. Okay, it can create people who are delusional, not logical. Because this is the thing where you have to be delusional, right? Not all cases, right? Not all cases, not all religious people. Okay, but it's a lot. It's a lot. You have to be delusional to believe certain things when it comes to religion. And in this case, you know, Islamic religion, right? Because this is the thing where what I'm saying is that instead of being logical, where it don't make sense to marry off your 6-year-old or your 6-month-old, okay, to just some random or just any man you choose, okay? It doesn't. But because you believe in this religion so badly, right? You believe in something so badly, you have to make it make sense, right? You have to. You have to find the logic in it, okay? Any type of way, because you believe in it too much. Because if you see the delusion or the hypocrisy or the red flags in something, well, it makes you question said religion. And it may weaken your faith. So because these people are zealots, right? These people are insanely religious. They can't be critical of their religion. They can't. I've yet to see a single Muslim, at least on social media, right, has ever been critical, right, of their religion. I've yet to see it. You know, say that, you know what, that doesn't make sense, that's not right, but you know what, you don't have to believe in everything, because at least a lot of Christians will say that, you know, you don't have to believe in every single thing, okay? Not everything is right or makes sense today, where they don't make excuses, at least not, I'm not saying, you know, I'm saying there's a good amount of them that don't make excuses for every single thing in text, scripture that's essentially made by men. And this is why I can't follow religion. Because it's you have to be delusional, you have to be a hypocrite, you have to be insane to make what you hear, what you read sounds right. Okay, because if it's not correct, that will fall onto you that, you know what, your religion isn't perfect. It's very flawed, right? And God forbid any one of them want to show that their religion is flawed. Things like this is disgusting.